Your next comedian, coming to the stage is a very funny man. Give it up for Digg Johnson.
Hey, let's give it up for Wesley Ward. Let's give it up for him, your host tonight. Can't finish a beer, but that's okay. I will not be drinking a lot up here tonight. Please don't give me any beers. I'm not joking. I'm part Indian. Y'all don't want me to get very drunk up here. Like, you know, it's hard enough that I'm doing a set in front of the American flag. It's got mixed messages for me, you know. It's Black History Month. We all know this, right? Yeah? Do we? We all recall that?
We do now.
Yeah, like, we do now. Yeah, like, you know. It's like Black History Month, like, trends on Twitter for like the first 2 days. And then it's like, oh, okay, all right, it's done. Yep, noted, you know. Yeah, like, I get a lot of friends that, like, tell me, hey, Digg, happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Month to you, sir. That's what they say. If you know anything about Black History Month, wouldn't call it happy. I don't think, you know. No, but we're up here doing this benefit for Harbor House for these troubled teens and whatnot, like, you know, so it's for a good cause. Y'all give yourselves a round of applause. Once again, very good. Paying $5 for a free show. It's very nice of you. I gotta say that, you know, coming up here to like Chesterfield and whatnot, like, this is a great place for a kid to be homeless, I think. Like, you know, you guys got woods for hiking, you got lakes and streams for fishing, you know. I'm from Detroit, so when I was reading Huckleberry Finn, this is like the area that I imagined in my mind, basically. Like, you know, it's not that bad. Like, you know, I think that, like, you know, some like white kid running away from home, he might like meet up with a black friend while he's out running away from home, like, you know. Not a black guy that's escaping slavery, because that's over, but probably like a black guy running away from his baby mama and his 5 kids. Could call him Baby Daddy Jim, you know. Huck Finn? No? Part of the proceeds for tonight's benefit will be going to Macomb County Schools as well. Because Huck Finn, okay, never mind. Yeah, like, in Detroit, a lot of people, they give me slack because they say that I talk white. That's what they say. I speak white, you know. They say, why you talk white? Why you gotta talk so proper? For one thing, it sounds better, I think. I don't know what you think, like, you know. And they say, you talk white, you probably want to be white. You probably want to be white, Digg. Why would I want to be white? If I could be anything, I'd want to be richer with a bigger dick. That's what I want to be, honestly. You know, I'd want to be Megatron. That's who I'd want to be. Not like Calvin Johnson from the Lions, Megatron. Like leader of the Decepticons, Megatron. Is who I would want to be. Like, you know, I know that Calvin is richer, but I'm sure that Megatron has a bigger dick. I'm quite sure. It's black. It's on his arm, you can blow up tanks with it. You know, you might be wondering, like, well, if you want to be a Transformer, why not be Optimus Prime? Here's why. Like, y'all saw the Transformer movie, right? Yeah? How many female Transformers did you see in that movie? 0, exactly. So what's the Transformers supposed to do on Earth? No female Transformers. I have a theory that Transformers can fuck cars. That's what I think. But I think that when a Transformer fucks a car, it's like a form of bestiality for Transformers. You don't get that? No? Because they're cars. They don't turn into robots. They're just cars. So it's kind of cheating, because it's a car. You understand? So I would choose to be Megatron, because he wouldn't give a fuck. You know, just do a car and whatnot, like fuck a little Honda and stuff like that. Because I have an Asian fetish, so it would have to be a Honda. And, blow the doors off. That's what Megatron would do, I think. You know, if I sound so white, how come I sound more like President Obama than I sound like Eminem? I guess obviously I want to be just half white. I suppose that's what that comes down to. Yeah, like, you know, we talk about these troubled kids, like, you know, like, I had a pretty good upbringing, like, you know, when I was raised and whatnot, but there were still some problems with it. I always felt guilty because, like, I felt like my parents stayed married because I was there, you know, because, like, based on their relationship, I'm pretty sure that I was an accident. I'm almost 100% sure that I am an accident. Like, I'm not going to say how old that I am, but I'll just say this. Like, my parents probably had me as a celebration of the start of President Nixon's impeachment process in 1974. You know, I figured that that's where I came from. I think that his impeachment was the last thing that they agreed on as a couple. Basically, it's like the last thing that is celebrated. Like, I looked for evidence of my parents' love, and I went into our, like, you know, photo albums and stuff like that. For some of you younger people, photo albums are like your albums on Facebook, but they're actually books with pictures in them. You know, that's where Facebook got the word album from. So, yeah, you know, we're educating tonight. Humor and education. That's what I bring. So, so I'm looking in these, like, photo albums, and my mom has an older sister. And my aunt has like 5 pages of wedding pictures, and then pictures of her children, my cousins, you know. I find a picture of my mom and dad not arguing, they're smiling, and they're drinking champagne. And then my baby pictures start immediately after that. I literally come from drunk fucking. That's where I come from. Or as they called it back in the 70s, getting funky. That's what they used to call it, which is a weird term to call it, like, you know, getting funky. Because it's a clean term, there's no swear words in it, but it's a very graphic, dirty description of what sex is. Getting funky, you know, like, get to the point where you smell like tuna and pepperoni. That's what getting funky is, I guess. Lost you there? Okay. Moving back. Yeah, like, you know, so, but, I mean, like, some of you here, well, a lot of you here, were probably born in about the late 80s, early 90s, yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, like, you guys should thank your parents, because they risked AIDS to have you guys, you know? Back in the 70s, condoms are for sailors. Back in the early 90s, you know, condoms were like a necessary thing. I know, because I was fucking in the early 90s. While y'all were being born. I feel old. Yeah, so like my parents like separated when I was like a little baby and stuff like that. Like, you know, breaking the stereotype about black fatherhood, you know, my dad left. So, so my grandparents moved in to help my mother with me, you know. And I know what you're thinking, who the fuck would move into Detroit? I know that that's the thought that you might have on the tip of your tongues. The answer, people who live in River Rouge. That's who wants to move into Detroit. That's who's stepping up. Have any of y'all ever been to River Rouge? Or heard of it?
Nope.
No? No? Okay, let me tell you. River Rouge is like, it's southwest of southwest Detroit. It's filled with all the like salt mines and the like natural gas refineries. That's what River Rouge is.
It's a little bit less dangerous.
No, it's not less dangerous. It's fucking, it's horrible. Like, I'll say this. Did you ever see The Lord of the Rings?
Did I? Yes.
The Fellowship of the Ring?
All of them. Yeah.
All of them, right? Okay. Do you remember when Boromir was describing Mordor? River Rouge is like Mordor. Basically, it's a barren land filled with orcs. The very air you breathe is a poison. Not with 10,000 men would I go in there. This is folly. That's my Boromir impression. Yeah, like, you know, like River Rouge, like, you know, it means like the Red River in French. But if you ever saw River Rouge, it should be called the River Merde. Because Merde is you say shit in French. And that's essentially what the river is. It's Michigan's asshole, basically. It's what the whole River Rouge area is. So it's like my grandparents came, and so it's really funny. It's really, well, no, it's not really funny. It's really tragic being raised by your grandparents. Like, you know, no offense to this table back here. No offense. So, like, y'all, like, you know, y'all seem like y'all would like be nice grandparents, actually. But since I'm black, you probably wouldn't acknowledge me as your grandchild. But I'm saying that if I really was your like grandchild and matched you color-wise, y'all seem like y'all would be nice grandparents. That's what I'm saying to you. But like, it's weird because like they're so old. Like, I was raised by my grandpa, partly, and he was born in like 1906. I was raised by a man who was like, you know, born in 1906. It's crazy. It's like being raised by, Uncle Ben from off the Uncle Ben's Rice Box. Or for you guys, it's like being raised by the Quaker Oats man. Basically. That's sort of like the equivalent of what y'all would see, you know. And and it's like, my grandpa was like, you had to listen to him, because like he was very hard to understand. Like he was this old black man, and he was from like the British Virgin Islands. So he had this thick accent, and he had this really gravelly voice on top of it. So like, it was sort of like getting scolded by like Morgan Freeman with a Bob Marley accent and the voice of Cookie Monster. That's what he sounded like. I won't take no foolishness. I'm gonna give you a whooping. Like what? Like what you say? Jesus Christ, like, you know, getting beat to dance hall and reggae. It's not all that fun, you know. I'm named after him actually, like, you know, like Lloyd was his name too, except that, like, you know, he spelled his name L-L-O-Y-D, the way that you spell Lloyd. My parents were black parents in the 70s, so my Lloyd is spelled L-O-Y-D, you know. It's Lloyd without the historical baggage of the extra L connected to it, you know. I don't know, and it was nuts. Like another reason why I kind of speak the way that I do is because when I was younger, I stuttered very bad. I stuttered very bad. When I was a kid, I had the best Porky Pig impression that you could ever imagine. Short, fat, stuttered. I had Porky Pig on lock. Unfortunately, I couldn't turn the impression off. I did the impression for the first like 12 years of my life. I stuttered really, really bad, and I was a nerd too. And like, I remember when, like, you know, Transformers first came out, all the little kids, like at school, they wanted to like talk about Transformers. And I couldn't talk about Transformers, because Transformers starts with TR. Hard to do. And then it's got an F in it also. So they set me up to talk about Transformers and stutter and entertain them. Like, hey man, did you see that new cartoon with those robots that turn into cars and planes, and one turned into a cassette player? Did you see that? And I like waddle up like, yeah, it was the damn, sound like you about to transform. Yeah, I bet his fat ass turned into an ice cream truck. And then I just skulk away. Like, I love those toys probably because I could never have them. Like, for Christmas, I would go up to like my mom, like, Mom, I want a trampoline? Good. You'll lose some weight. That's good fitness, sweetheart. No. I want a treadmill. Oh, you're serious about losing weight? No, I want G.I. Joes, please. That's all that I could get, because that's all that I couldn't fucking say. That's saying, yeah, but oh no, you know, don't go all like, you know, I've obviously overcome my stutter. I speak in public for a hobby. Because we're not getting paid, so it's for a hobby. So, yeah, but like, so I told my mom that I was getting teased. And like, you know, she said, no, you shouldn't do. Like, what you should do is you should stand up to those bullies and you tell them, hey man, you teasing me is not cool. Because I guess since I looked like Gary Coleman, I should sound like Gary Coleman. you know? But that was better than what my dad told me. When I told him that I was getting teased, I was like, Dad, I'm getting titties? Yeah, I noticed. Why don't you drop and give me 20, boy? Even that out. So I took my mom's advice instead. Well, no, I did the push-ups also, I had to, you know. Yeah, so I was getting teased one day, like by like these other kids around us and some of that bigger kids, you know. And so they're teasing me and making fun of me, and I remembered what I was supposed to tell these kids that my mom told me. Hey man, stop treating me like that. That ain't cool. And I realized that I was going to stutter on, hey man, treating me like that, and probably cool also. I was going to stutter all the way through me standing up for myself. So I had to find something to say that I wasn't going to stutter on, that I could stand up for myself with. So I went through my little mind while they were all laughing at me, and then they saw me concentrating, and they looked at me like, what are you going to say? Huh? Punk? And so I looked at them, I stared them right in the eyes, and I said, cease your harmful mockeries. And that's the first time I ever made somebody cry laughing. I'm Digg Johnson, thank you very much.
Digg Johnson, everybody, give it up for Digg Johnson.